friends, and welcome back to another episode of Superhero Saturday, where we talk about the arts of superheroes, storytelling, and so much more. My name is Annie, and today, as of this recording, we have 101 subscribers to this channel. Woo! This is a humble milestone, but it is a milestone indeed. So thank you so much to all of you out there watching, because this would not have been possible without you. And if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining us, or if you haven't subscribed yet, because this has been such an awesome experience to just be able to share all of the crazy things in my imagination machine with you guys. And I really hope to keep doing this every week. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the button, because we have a lot of cool content coming your way soon. In anticipation of this milestone, a few videos back, I asked you guys to submit ideas in the comments of a video to give me some kind of like superhero or supervillain concept so that I could turn your ideas into superhero character concept designs. I've done this kind of thing with my friends before, and I've done a few character design videos on this channel, but really it is one of my favorite things to do, is to come up with random seeds to start out with and just create some kind of character based off of that and just the wild whims of my creativity. For this superhero character design collaboration project, what I asked you guys to do is to give me a name for your superhero character, a color scheme with 2 or 3 different types of colors, and a power set list so that we know what kind of superpowers we're working with for this character. And a couple of you came through with some really great character design concepts in the comments of that video, so I have been super excited to get started on that, and I have spent the last about 24 hours working on the drawings because I really wanted them to really shine and show you guys my best character design concept art. So let's go ahead and go to those comments now and get started with our drawings. Our first comment is from user Matt Murdoch. Dig your name, by the way. These were the character design concepts for this character. The name is The Stranger, super cool and mysterious. The color scheme is red and black, and the power set is super strength and agility. For this power set, the first thing that I really thought of was having someone who was fast and super strong, being someone kind of built like a linebacker, someone who is used to running in fast and tackling people down. So I kind of started out with that physique and gave him a pose that was really powerful and dynamic and would show off that super strength ability. As for the super agility, I wanted to give him a cape because even though we don't really like to use capes in superhero concepts anymore, I just got this idea in my head that he needed a two-toned cape, so I really wanted to make that happen. One of the kind of inconsistencies that I've found in a lot of different superhero type content in the media is that a lot of times people give characters super strength without also giving them super durability or invulnerability or some kind of defense mechanism that will work with that super strength power. So for this one, what I kind of did was gave him a little bit of extra toughness and also some kind of armor plating on the different areas of his costume to give him just a little bit of extra protection from the things that he's breaking with his super strength. So you can see on his chest we have a nice strong pentagonal shape symbol on it. Nice, simple, and clear cut. I thought that was really sleek. Quick little tennis shoes for that really fast agility. And I also gave him some paneling on his costume that kind of works as padding like for a football player. So you see on his thighs and on his shins, on his knees, elbows, and even his hands and his helmet are all built so that it can allow him to use his super strength but stay super fast and also protect him from harm. Now, as for the title, The Stranger, it was very mysterious to me, so I thought I would give him a helmet that would cover most of his face and give him that mysterious look. We've even got him the Batman style cowl underneath his helmet so that you can only see the whites of his eyes rather than his pupils and which direction he's looking. It's very mysterious, very dark, very unpredictable, shall we say. And then of course we do have the two-tone cape, which shows him in super agility mode with his swift movements, just gives him that extra little bit of dynamic flair. And I think that really ties it together with this whole idea of someone who is super strong and super quick and being able to get right in there and tackle the bad guy head on. And like I usually do in my character design concepts that involve a lot of black, I switched it for a kind of like dark gray so that we could still get the shading and the dynamic lighting for the fabric, but I also gave him a little bit of that light gray just to offset it a little bit and to show off the tough panels on his costume that protect him. So there you have it. We have The Stranger, invented by Annie Pasquinelli and Matt Murdock. Thank you so much, Matt, for contributing that comment. This was a ton of fun. For our next superhero character design concept, we have a comment from user Team Wright for a character named Summer Ocean, whose colors are blue, green, and tan, and her superpowers are water diving / swimming and or underwater vision. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am actually a recreational scuba diver. I volunteer at an aquarium and I like to scuba dive with my mom sometimes, and it's a whole lot of fun. But this superpower set is actually really important for characters that are realistic in underwater type superpowers. Because when you're swimming underwater, you do need a whole different kind of set of powers than just breathing underwater to be able to maneuver and really operate in an underwater setting. This does really include underwater vision, because underwater, the deeper you go, the darker it gets, and it's really hard for humans to see in an underwater type setting without special equipment. So this really does count as a really unique superpower that doesn't actually get seen a whole lot. So I was excited to get started on this design. To enable this superhero character to have maximum maneuverability underwater, I wanted to give her a suit that would really be very practical in an underwater setting. So it's tight to her skin, but it's also very flexible and very movable and kind of reckons back to a swimsuit type look. I gave her big long fins on her feet to help her maneuver through the water. I also gave her a nice belt in the middle and a little bit of curves on her body, because underwater it's often very cold, and if you are a very skinny person scuba diving, it can be hard to maintain your body temperature because the cold just seeps through your body really fast. You see this a lot of times in actual underwater creatures. There's creatures like manatees or whales or sea lions that have a lot of blubber on them, and that's what helps them to stay underwater longer without freezing in the cold water. I also gave her scalloping around the edges of her gloves and her shoes and her neck and her shoulders, because scallops are very marine and it totally harkens back to the whole ocean vibe. Also, for her superhero symbol, I gave her a conch shell on her chest, which was actually really cool to draw because it looks super pretty and it totally works well at bringing in the tan color into the color scheme. I gave her kind of a lighter blue aqua color for the blue, and then a bright neon green, which is actually very visible underwater. A lot of times when you go deeper and deeper into the water, the less red frequencies are able to be seen because they get filtered out by the water. That's why things underwater tend to look so blue. But this bright green stays really visible even down in the depths. So the neon green really pops for this diving kind of based superhero. The tan is not a color that I often pick for coloring clothes, just because a lot of times in cartoons and drawings and comic books, tan fabric does not really look like fabric. Especially when it's skin tight like this, it tends to look more like skin rather than some kind of super tight costume. So I decided to give her a little bit of a darker skin tone so that the tan would pop a little bit. And I gave her, reddish brown, dark, curly hair that would look really good tied back and floating along in the current. Unfortunately, because I kept accidentally crashing my program, I had to color this in like 4 times, so we'll speed past that in the time lapse. But you can see I went ahead and added cool little bubbles around the background and gave her some cool dangly pearl earrings and just kind of finished the whole thing off with a nice underwater setting. So here we have Summer Ocean, created by Annie Pasquinelli and Team Wright. Thank you so much for your submission, Team Wright. The last superhero design concept comes from user Rachel Vogt. Her character design idea is Alpha and Omega, which is actually a superhero duo. Alpha is a baby with mind control / communication power, and Omega is his flying dog. How cute! Oh my gosh! She also says that the colors should be black and white with an accent of teal / orange, which I learned recently is because babies really see things that have high color contrast. So things that are black and white are really visible for babies and attract their attention better. So that makes total sense to me. For the drawing, I went all out and used really thick lines to kind of give that high contrast and make it seem almost like a children's book. It was a bit of a challenge for me to draw this puppy dog because I just honestly don't draw dogs too often, but I think it came out pretty well. To design a baby cartoon like this, you have to make sure to give the baby a very big head, slightly different proportions, very round curves around all of the different body parts, and really big, bulbous little eyes that are just wide open and ready to look out and see the new world. The names of these characters actually work really well too, because Alpha can harken back to alpha brain waves, and if this baby has mind communication powers, then maybe that's kind of part of the whole superpower idea, that it's part of his little infant brain to be able to communicate on a base level with different alpha frequencies in different brains, or some kind of pseudoscience like that. I also gave them cute little short capes because it's just so adorable. And I really liked giving them the two different color concepts, because while black and white does look like their primary colors and it's clear that they match, we have Alpha in the orange and Omega in the teal, giving them kind of the dynamic duo look that they are a team, but they are also their own entities. And I really feel like this character design came out exactly the way I wanted to, with that cute little innocent, heroic type vibe, but also being really consistent, really clean, and really soft. So it would fit just perfectly in its own little comic book, which I totally, by this point, am about ready to make myself because it is just so freaking cute. And we've even got the dog flying little baby Alpha through the squares just to give it a little bit of extra artistic flair. And the clouds in the background, it just looks so soft and cute and adorable. Just so cute. How cute can you get for a superhero team? I mean, look at their little faces. So there we have our cute little adorable dynamic duo, Alpha and Omega, created by Annie Pasquinelli and Rachel Vogt. Rachel, thank you so much for subscribing. You rock, girl. Oh my gosh, you guys, this was so much fun. I feel like I just gave myself a present for all of your hard work by being able to do all of these character design concepts and really be able to spend some time making them look nice, making them really kind of dynamic and have a cohesive feel to them. It's just so much cool. I love doing this. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. We will probably end up doing another one of these just because it's so much fun for me. So if you have a character title, a character color scheme, and a character power set for a superhero character design, go ahead and put those in the comments below and we'll see about making another one sometime in the future. Or I encourage you to take these character design concepts and come up with something completely original on your own. Something totally different than what I've created here. Part of the reason why this is one of my favorite activities is because it really helps to break you out of a creative funk. If you are ever stuck in a bit of a creative spot where you are trying really hard to work on this one part of the story, but you just can't find the answer to whatever question you're looking for, sometimes it helps to procrastinate and take a break and do something totally different. This really gives you the chance to stretch your creative muscles and get out there and turn that imagination machine to full blast and see what kind of crazy nonsense comes out of it. Because in this type of situation, there are no expectations, there are no pressures, there's no time constraint. It is just an opportunity to create something cool for yourself and then see what happens with it. Thanks so much for watching, Super Friends. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you would like to see even more superhero related content every single Saturday. Let's see how high we can get this sub number going. Join our team by following us on social media or hopping on over to our Patreon page and supporting us directly. And if you want to see even more original superheroic content, you can go over to our website at www.fearless9.com, where our books are actually on Black Friday-ish sale until the end of the year. Thanks again, Super Friends, and we'll see you next week.